Hello, 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 hello. Ooh, my necklace looks weird. Hi, everybody. This is Leslie from GoToKitchens.com. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out today. We are talking about America's favorite drink on the planet, and it's not water, it's coffee. Hello, hello. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Excuse me just a second. Let me just adjust my light here. Excuse me just one second. Okay. Sorry about that. Needed to adjust my light. Hello. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining us here today. Hello, Facebook. Hello, Periscope. Hello, YouTube. We are tri-casting today. This is going to be our new format where we tri-cast across all of these platforms. So we are actually live on Facebook, on Periscope, and on YouTube all at the same time. And today we're talking about coffee. Hello, hello. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much. So, hi. Hello. Hi, Angela, Oklahoma. Oklahoma, Oklahoma, Oklahoma. It's one of my favorite movies in all the world. If you know what it is, you're a rock star. You love your coffee. I love that. Thank you, Jay. Jay's already chiming in. Don't pick on my coffee, lady. If you're here to pick on my coffee, I'm out of here. Hello, Seattle. Thank you for being here today. Hi, Anne-Marie. It's good to see you. You love coffee. I know, right? Hi, Pam. I did. I got a haircut yesterday. I got my haircut last night. So thank you so much. It's good to have them. It's good to have them kind of swooped out of the way. Thank you so much for the super hearts. I appreciate that. Key Whiz, thank you so much for that. Key Whiz. It's a cute name. Dana D's in the house. Good to see you. Hello, YouTube. Thank you, guys. By the way, on YouTube, you can comment just like you can everywhere else. Just please know that it's about a 10-second delay before I see your comment. If you're live here on Facebook, it is about a 5-6-second delay. And if you're here on Periscope, it is bang on. I get it as soon as you type it in almost. So it's good to, as soon as you hit send, I see it. So God loves you. Thank you for that. Yes. Hi, Dad. Uh-oh, Dad. I'm going to pick on my dad today a little bit. Dad, I'm going to pick on you. You better hang out because as soon as I wrote it in my notes, I was like, oh, my dad does not want to hear this, what I'm about to say. Do I believe it? Yes, I'm a believer. Thank you. You know, I will tell you, Evangelist Visalin and whatever, right? You went from 4 to 5 cups to 1 to 2 cups. I love that, Rory. Hi, Rory. It's good to see you. It's much more effective if you just come in and have some fun with us. I will tell you that it's much more effective if you come in and just have some fun with us, right? It's got to be awkward to have a daughter. I don't know. You think so, really? And Gayleen saying everybody's already piping in that they love their love their coffee, and I totally understand that. We're going to tread lightly today. I'm going to pick on you guys just a little bit, but you know that I never leave you hanging. You know that I never say don't do this and don't give you a solution, right? And so today we're going to do that. All right. So here we go. Lunch with Leslie starts right now. Thank you guys so much for joining us. My name is Leslie Nance. I do this broadcast Tuesday through Friday. I come here teaching you how to make your body inhospitable to cancer. And the way that we do that is typically through the kitchen. However, the last couple of days we've been in my office here. Yesterday we talked about is food your medicine or is it your drug? And we talked about addiction yesterday to all kinds of things, not just food, but all types of addictions we talked about yesterday. So I loved that day. And now today we're going to talk about coffee as promised. Last week somebody asked me to what my opinion of coffee was. And I was like, you know what? We need to have the coffee discussion. And so the website is GoToKitchens.com. Hi, Mom. Mom and I are not coffee drinkers, by the way. Hi, Mom. Hello. Hi, Janie. It's good to see you guys. Thank you so much. So now's a good time to share out. If you've not shared out, you can share out on Facebook, on Periscope, and on Twitter. You can also share out here. You can share the link to all of your social media platforms if you're here live with us on YouTube right now. So, right? So we're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the not so bad, and a little bit of ugly that surrounds coffee. And we're going to start with the good today. But first, I'm going to hand down some statistics so you know why it's so important that I talk about these particular subjects, because it is crazy town how many people drink coffee just in our country. I'm not talking about coffee from other countries. I'm talking about coffee from all over. So if you love this broadcast today and you're live here with me on Periscope, not Facebook, not YouTube, but you're live here with me on Periscope and you love this broadcast, you can actually connect with me by just typing in your email address into the comments. Just your email address, nothing else, into the comments. It will automatically enter you into our VIP system. You're going to get a free ebook, How to Fall in Love with Your Kitchen and Yourself. And you're also going to get a jumpstart guide, How to Make Your Body Inhospitable to Cancer. And you're going to get access to a VIP group. You're going to get all kinds of stuff. So you can just enter that in right anytime during this broadcast, or you can go to our website, GoToKitchens.com, hit VIP access and enter it there, or right from our homepage on GoToKitchens.com. It'll be quite obvious. And if you've not checked out our new video that's on the homepage, please go check it out. I'm super proud of it. It is about our cancer coaching sessions that we do. I am a certified holistic cancer coach. I am a 4.5-year cancer survivor, and I am quite passionate about helping you make your body inhospitable to cancer. You don't like, I love that. I don't like Starbucks. I'm just going to make a declarations. I love it. So we're not going to talk about any brands in particular, except for the one brand that I am. Thank you so much, Janie. Thank you. But we are going to talk about one brand in particular. If you want something that I know is wholesome and is good for you, we'll talk about that brand as we get closer to the end of the broadcast today. So let's get this party started. Sorry to hit my desk. Let's get this party started. So coffee, is it good or bad for you? Now let me just start off with a confession that I've already made this morning, and that is this: I am not a coffee drinker. And it's not because it's bad for you. It's because I don't like it. I don't like it. It's gross. It's bitter. I don't like bitter. So if I drank coffee, I'd have to put so much sugar in it and so much other stuff in it to drink it that it would just, yeah. There's just no way. There's like, if it was like the only thing I had left to drink on the planet, I might drink it. I just don't like coffee, right? So that's all good. It's all good. So everybody's already confessing their coffee habits. I love it. Me, right? Bye. See you, Jay. Thanks for being here, right? All right. I know. Oh, God. Oh, it's just, I can't drink it. Anyway, okay, so that's just me. That's just me. That it's not because it's bad for you. It's just actually a preference. However, I do know a lot about coffee. In fact, in my cancer coaching training, because coffee is such a huge subject, we actually got specific training about coffee and how to teach people about how to drink coffee. Can you believe that? So here's the deal. I actually like the smell of it. I just can't eat it. It's an acquired taste. If you have to acquire a taste for it, don't do it. Ew. Kale is acquired taste too, apparently, because I don't like it either. All right. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I'm going to throw out some statistics here that are probably going to shock you just a little bit. Number one statistic is this: 54%, over half of Americans drink coffee. If you're over the age of 18 and there are 100 of us in a room, there are 54 of us that are going to be coffee drinkers. 54% of people over the age of 18 are coffee drinkers. What? The what? No, hang out with me. I'm gonna give you the good, bad, and ugly. All right? 54% of people over the age of 18 are coffee drinkers, which is crazy town. So that means that this is daily drinkers, by the way, not just casual drinkers, but daily drinkers, people that say that they drink coffee every single day. 65 million. That means 65 million and some change people drink coffee every single day in this country. Breaking it down even further, and again, this is not the occasional drinker, this is the daily drinker. Breaking it down even further, that is 1.3 million people per state. We have 50 states. That is 1.3 million people per state. And then that means that the entire population of Rhode Island would be coffee drinkers. What? There's like 1.12 million people in Rhode Island. That means the entire state of Rhode Island would be coffee drinkers. I got that. I know, right? And everybody lives in Seattle. Oh my gosh. It's a huge statistic. 65 million people drink coffee every single day in this country. There are 350 million people in our country as of the current census, but over the age of 18, there's about 165, I believe it is. 165, no, I can't remember the statistics anyway. Yes, it's crazy how many people drink coffee. So that is probably going to mean that I need to talk about if coffee is good or bad for you. Coffee is the number 2 commodity in our country. Number 1, anybody know what our number 1 commodity is? Want to guess? Anybody want to guess? Hi, Nola Chef. Anybody want to guess what our number 1 commodity is? Hi, Susan. Thank you for being here. Hi, everybody on Facebook. Oil. That's right. You're exactly right, Minister of Truth. Yes, oil is our number 1 commodity, and coffee is our second. What? What? Yeah, but it's over the age of 18, Dad. So you're right. That would be 150 million, but it's over the age of 18, and these are daily drinkers, not casual drinkers. Yeah. Coffee is our second largest commodity here, traded commodity here in the United States. Now, that doesn't mean that we grow it, right? Yeah. Yeah. I know, right? You keep it going. You keep it flowing down there in Louisiana. Keeping us going. I am not. I don't drink it at all, actually. I don't drink it at all, but not because it's bad for you. So let's talk about the good. Guess what? There's lots of good things. In fact, there's lots of giant good things about coffee. Number 1, it's a natural antioxidant. It is a very, very powerful antioxidant, and it's a natural antioxidant. It helps, and those antioxidants are really triggered towards slowing the aging process. Coffee's anti-aging. Heck yeah. Heart disease, stroke, Alzheimer's, and cancer. And so it's very effective in the battle against all of those things. In fact, it's reported, I'm going to read you a statistic here. I'm going to read you a study, actually. According to the Harvard Health publications, studies have shown that coffee drinkers are 50% less likely to suffer from cancer than non-coffee drinkers. Just saying. Several studies have suggested that the chlorogenic acid found in coffee may help prevent type 2 diabetes. And in other research, coffee has been shown to help protect against asthma. Most asthma medications actually contain high amounts of caffeine to stimulate circulation. And to narrow, caffeine actually it doesn't narrow, it actually shrinks blood vessels, so it actually helps with inflammation a little bit. So in high doses, it can be effective against asthma. So it's protective against those who have asthma. It's protective against gallstones, cryosis of the the liver, Parkinson's disease, and because coffee helps boost the metabolism in the body, it can also be an effective weight loss program. So, oh my gosh, liver cancer. Yes, that's right. You don't want that liver cancer. It's scary. Right? Plain old coffee. Just plain old coffee. Now, there are lots of things that help with all of these things. Somebody just made a point. Cayenne is good for the heart, right? So there are lots of things that help the body with all of these things, but but it's not consumed as much as coffee is consumed. So I find those really positive stories in the health when we talk about health and drinking coffee. But there is some bad news that goes along with the good news. So there's another side of the coin, and it's going to feel like I'm really picking on coffee. But what I really want to do is I want to talk about those benefits, but I also want to talk about the bad news about coffee as well. Not to pick on it and not to keep you from drinking coffee, but to get you to have an education about the types of coffee that you should be drinking. All right? All right, so here we go. Does anybody have any questions so far? Can I answer any questions for anybody? I see we've got people here live on Facebook, YouTube, and of course here on Periscope. Does anybody have any questions before I go with the bad news? Hi, Alexis. Hi, Sharonda. Hi, everybody. Oh, I see Moira's here. Hi, Moira. It's good to see you. Oh, it's an official broadcast. I have a wedding proposal, a marriage proposal. Thank God. I'm bad? Okay. I love coffee. Why did I? Because somebody asked me to, Minister of Truth. Somebody actually said, can you talk about the benefits, right? David's like, no. The benefits of coffee. Yeah, so no. Out with it now. Okay. All right. Yep. See, this diamond ring doesn't shine for me anymore. Sorry, Dina. I just totally went off on your little emoji there. All right. Hit you with the other side of the coin. All right. Here we go. You ready? Here you go. So here we go. The bad news. This is probably one of the biggest dangers of coffee that I can think of, and it's this. Coffee actually lowers the pH in your body. Your body has pH levels. It's either acidic or it's alkaline, right? And so your body actually has a really good regulatory system for managing that. If you're not feeding it a bunch of junk, right? If you're not feeding it a bunch of unhealthy foods and you're not battling like an active disease like cancer, then your body actually can regulate our pH very well. So those alkaline waters and alkaline diets, again, unless you're battling something active like cancer or heart disease or metabolic disease or something like that, then it's actually your body is probably already doing a pretty good job. The reason that we throw it out of whack is that we drink too much coffee. Now, this is based on drinking several cups of coffee a day. More than 3 cups of coffee a day would be associated with it lowering the pH, making your body more acidic and less alkaline. Now, we want to live in a more alkaline body, but we don't want to go to extremes with that. Drinking alkaline waters and following these alkaline diets and all of these things, unless somebody has specifically somebody that's coaching you or guiding you or a practitioner of some kind has said, you know, we need to work on your pH. That's something different, but it can naturally lower your pH, which is something really that you don't want to happen. And so too much coffee drinking, thank you for the super hearts, I appreciate that. Too much coffee drinking can actually lower that pH in the body, especially if you're drinking like 3 or more cups a day, just to say. So cancer in specific, when we talk about when we talk about this, gosh, I'm just, you know what, I'm just gonna have to block you because you're silly, so bye. Dang it, right? I'm 35 days post-op triple bypass, so I don't drink more than 2 or 3 daily. Yes, right? So daily consumption is actually okay. It's okay, especially under certain circumstances. So yes, so if you're drinking several cups of coffee a day, then you should probably think about other things that are going to regulate your pH, because it will throw your pH off in your body. That's, again, 3+ cups a day. And especially if you're drinking it throughout the day. So if you're eating like really healthy foods that are going to make your body more alkaline and less acidic, but then you're drinking your coffee, then you kind of like, you get this teeter-totter thing going on. All right? So disease, especially cancer, thrives in an acidic environment. So things that cause acidity is poor diet, lots of processed foods, drinking soda, drinking too much coffee, having too much sugar. What are some other things? Smoking, actually, it throws off the pH in the body as well. So you just want to be conscious of that. The second bad piece of bad news, and we all know this one, is caffeine. Caffeine is a drug. I'm just going to tell you right now that caffeine is a drug. And all of these people that I'm sorry if I'm shaming you, and I certainly don't mean to be doing it, but if you're feeling guilty, it's probably because you are. But all these people that are drinking all of these Red Bulls and energy drinks, those are caffeinated stimulants, and it is a drug. It is a legalized drug, and it's addictive and it's dangerous. It's addictive and it's dangerous. They use it in over-the-counter medicines like Aleve and ibuprofen. Aleve isn't I can't remember what that is. But they use it in that as to open the blood vessels so that the blood flows more freely. But that actually also can stimulate heart palpitations. People that are breaking, and if you've ever tried to break a caffeine habit, especially from drinks, if you've ever tried to break a caffeine habit, you've had headaches, you've been fatigued, you've been grouchy, you've been tired, you've had poor concentration. You've had all of these things. It is a legal stimulant that they allow in our food system, and it's dangerous. Caffeine is dangerous, right? So, and there's a very strong link. I mean, if we want to talk, because I talk a lot about living an anti-cancer lifestyle, there's a huge link in caffeine and breast cancer. There's a huge link. In fact, when I'm working with somebody one-on-one as a holistic cancer coach, I actually coach them in a way that we take them off all caffeines. I can't think of any way that I get caffeine in my diet. Not anyway, not in my tea, not anywhere. I drink herbal teas, so they don't have any caffeine, and certainly not on a regular basis. So, and I'm a breast cancer. I know, I'm no fun. I know. Sorry. Right. Yeah, so large amounts of caffeine. And we're talking about multiple cups a day, right? 1 cup of caffeinated coffee isn't going to hurt you. In fact, it's probably going to give you the correct amount of stimulation. I'm talking about people that are drinking 3 and 4 cups of coffee a day and are not drinking decaf coffee, right? Yeah. Do I get, no. Do I drink alcohol? Everybody's asking me. No. If I do, it's few and far between, and it's for some major celebration, right? So a cup of black tea is going to be fine. That's right. Yeah, 8 to 9 cups is damaging if you're drinking caffeinated. Yeah, and your pH is way off. Yes, there is something bad in decaf coffee. We're going to talk about that, actually. Here's another thing that's bad about coffee. I know, I'm such a want. I promise you I have good news on the back end of this. I promise you I do. Microwave, this is where my dad's going to be like, oh, you got me. You got me. He calls me Bugs. You got me, Bugs. Microwaving your, I have a poodle right here. Hi, poodle. Say hi. Hello, poodle. My little poodle girl. I love my little poodle girl, right? All right. So, you know what? Gosh, just have to get rid of these trolls today. Hi, Sherry. It's good to see you. It's a little trolly out there today. It's kind of trolly. She's right. She's got her head in my lap. All right. Microwaving to reheat your coffee. If you're drinking coffee as a supplement for your health, which I can actually see doing, especially if you're drinking black organic coffee, there are some benefits. In fact, there's a lot of benefits. It's a great antioxidant. But if you're microwaving to reheating it, guess what? Like you make a whole pot and then you reheat it in the microwave, or you put it in your cup and then you sip on it throughout the day and you stick it in the microwave to reheat it. You're killing everything good about your coffee. You're killing absolutely everything good about your coffee when you do that. I know. Don't reheat your coffee in the microwave. Just don't do it. Don't do it. It's just, wah, wah, wah. I know it's easy and I know it's something that's tempting, but don't do it. Right? Yes. I know. I know. My dad does this and I'm always like, Dad, don't do it. Don't do it. Right? Okay, I'll stop. Fine. All right. Of course, you know, the obvious bad thing about coffee is the way that we drink it, especially in this country. Milks, sugars, non-dairy creamers, which are just basically fake chemically food. Creamers, did I already say that? Sugar. All the things that we put in our coffee, the chocolates and the blah, blah, blahs and the this and the that's and all the things that we put in our Hi, Webby V. It's good to see you. Thank you for the super heart, sweetheart. So, right? I know. Crud. I hate this woman. I'm going to lose followers today. Don't pick on my alcohol and don't pick on my coffee. Like, those are like the two no-nos. I just want you to have a good education. But all these things that we put in there, we go to Starbucks and we're like, I want a triple mocha latte, blah, this, that, big, tall, short, fat, medium, stout, dry, roasted, big, caramelized, cinnamony, whipped creamy thing. Oh, goodness. That's what I want. All that stuff that we're putting in there is probably more dangerous than the worst coffee on the planet, honestly. Sorry, I've never ordered a coffee at Starbucks, but that's just how I imagine it when I go in there. That's what's happening. Oh, goodness. Oh, thank you so much. I love that. Thank you for saying that. It is a big old... Brunilda on Facebook is saying it's a big old cup of junk. It is. It's a big old cup of junk. I totally agree. Okay. So those are probably more dangerous than the worst coffee on the planet. Here's the big ticker too. This is one thing that you want to be careful about. We're going to talk a lot about this. I have a couple of stories to share with you about this, unfortunately. And that is the chemicals that are sprayed on coffee. Okay, if you love coffee and you're not going to quit drinking no matter what I say, you probably should just jump out of this. You never had Starbucks? Yeah, okay, I have a funny story, actually. I got to tell you about a Starbucks moment with my dad, which was hilarious. I'll get to that in just a second. But if you love your coffee and you're not quitting no matter what I say and you just don't want to be ticked off about it and you don't want to feel guilty every time that you drink it, you probably want to hop out of this broadcast right now because I'm about to lay down some stuff that is like serious. This is where the rubber meets the road, in my opinion, about coffee. You know what? I don't care if you drink coffee. Drink coffee. Do whatever it is that you want to do with it. But this is one of the things that I'm going to tell you is you need to think about. Okay, just saying. So if you don't want to hate me in the morning. And you're a coffee lover and you're not quitting no matter what, then you should probably just leave. So I have to tell you a story about Starbucks. So my dad's a coffee drinker. He's been a coffee drinker my whole life. 1 cup of coffee in the morning. I don't think I've ever seen him drink more than that unless he's having like a piece of pie or something. And then he might have another cup of coffee. But he drinks it with just like a little bit of sugar, no cream, no nothing. And he's always done that. So when my mom had her stroke in 2008, my dad and I'm an only child. And so my dad and I spent a lot of time at the hospital because my mom was in a coma for about 5 days. Her body was rebooting her brain. And she was in a coma for about 5 days. And so my dad and I spent a lot of time at the hospital. And so the only coffee shop in the hospital was a Starbucks. And my dad was like, well, I've always wondered what the hoopla is about this Starbucks thing. And you have to understand that my dad is a big Texas guy, right? You've seen him. He's just a big, happy Texas guy. And he goes in and he's going to go and get us coffee. He's going to go and get us coffee. And he comes back and I can see him stirring it, right? He's stirring it and everything, right? I'm sure the sizes were like, just small, medium, and large is all I need, right? So He comes back and he's got his cup of coffee and he's stirring it. And I have to tell you, it actually smells. I love the way coffee smells. And I was like, that smells really good. And he's like, yeah, I've always wondered what the big deal is about Starbucks. And so he takes a drink and he doesn't say anything. And we go back up to the waiting room because my mom was in ICU. We go back up to the waiting room and he's sitting there and he's still stirring it. And I'm thinking, seriously, he's been stirring that for like 20 minutes. And so he takes another, I see him take a couple more drinks and then he's just staring at it. He's just staring at his cup of coffee. I can just remember this so well because it was just a light moment in a very dark space, right? And he's just kind of staring at it. And I was like, "But Dad, is your coffee? What's wrong? Is the coffee, is it good? What is it?" And he's like, "That's the worst thing I've ever had." I said, "Starbucks is the worst coffee you've ever had?" He said, that is the worst cup of coffee I've ever had. I cannot believe that people are so crazy about this coffee." He drank about 4 sips out of the whole cup and then just left it there. I actually ended up throwing it away later out of the waiting room. I went to the bathroom and poured it out and threw the cup away, but he just left it sitting there. He was like, "That's just the worst thing I've ever had." And for some reason, I think because I was in such a dark space, that hit me so funny. So now every time I think about my dad and Starbucks, it's not even a good story, but it was funny to me. So anyway, right? Janie doesn't get it either. I don't get it. He's like, "It tastes burnt. I can't remember what he said. It tasted like it wasn't rubber. It tasted like a piece of, no, like they had brewed some dirt and put it in a cup." That's what he said. "It tastes like they brewed some dirt and put it in the cup." So funny. Okay, so that actually people do use it to stimulate their colon. You're absolutely right about that. A lot of people use it because it makes them poop. I totally agree with that. It's one of the things, it's one of the benefits in my opinion. We're going to talk about that actually just a little bit. 7-Eleven coffee's better, probably. Anyway, okay, so yeah. And then he was complaining that he paid like $4 for a plain old cup of coffee, but okay. All right, so here's the dealio. I'm serious. Please don't hate me. Please still love me. I promise I'll be in the kitchen tomorrow. I'm making a vegan Caesar salad tomorrow. Yeah, seriously, please don't hate me for what I'm about to say, but I'm about to say, right? You thought that too, Rory? That's so funny. Coffee is sprayed with 7 different types of, on average, 7 different types of pesticides, not including the herbicides and the fungicides, which are sprayed quite heavily because they're beans, and beans tend to get fungusy. They're sprayed with 7 different types of chemicals. Now, here's the real kicker. The real kicker is that most of these chemicals have been banned in the US and in Europe. But most coffee is not grown in the US or in Europe. It is grown in developing countries where these bans are non-existent. In fact, there are no regulations about how they do that. Right? There are no regulations about how they do it. Wow, it is super trolly here today. It's been like that for days. I'm so done with the troll thing, right? What about fair trade coffees? We're going to talk about that, right? So if you are drinking just kind of off the shelf coffee, which I don't know that a lot of people do that anymore, but you know, and I'm not going to name the names, although I named Starbucks today. I like totally outed them today. But if you're just drinking like the plain old brands that are available, like the old school brands, you're probably drinking all of this junk. So there is a fair trade agreement, and the fair trade agreement actually came about because the Smithsonian did a study. I don't know if it's why it came about. Let me back up and say that. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling that there were a lot of studies being done on the coffee growers, the people that are actually growing the coffee. And the Smithsonian, this is the study that I know actually. Let me find it here. Hold on, I have some research here that I want to read to you. where is it? Okay, so the Smithsonian Institute did a research showing a significantly adverse impact on the lifespan of people living at the base of the hills where the coffee crops are grown, and that where they're sprayed with the pesticides. And they went on to say that the insecticides, the pesticides, and the fungicides actually caused birth defects, kidney disease, liver disease, and testicular damage, and a lot of unknowns as well, because the people are not reporting, to the authorities the other types of illnesses that they have. They said that it is found to be extremely toxic to the birds, which they end up eating, the fish, which they end up eating, and other wildlife, which they end up eating as well. So they're getting double bumped on the poisons, and it's killing entire ecosystems. And then somebody was talking about the decaffeination process as well. Somebody asked me if that was dangerous. It is dangerous, and it's dangerous to our environment. And that is the release of methylene chloride, which they use in the decaffeination process, which is a known carcinogenic. That is toxic to our cardiovascular system and our central nervous system as well. And so the Fair Trade Agreement is actually being concerned about the health of the people that are actually working to provide us with our appetite for coffee. When 65 million people in one country are consuming coffee on a daily basis, that is a lot of people growing coffee for us, right? Oh, that's like the worst attitude in the entire world. Life is a gamble, and you'll just take your chances. That's just crazy. Why would you do that when you have control over your life and your destiny is at your fingertips? Why would you have that attitude? I would have been less concerned about that attitude before I was diagnosed with cancer and I thought I was going to die. Because then at that point, I wanted to take back all of the things that I thought I had done to cause cancer. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I think you just did that to be disruptive, but that's just a really bad attitude. And it makes me feel sorry for you, actually, more than anything. So I'm not going to block you because I feel sorry for you. So here's the good news. In the roasting process, 85%, the good news is 85% of the pesticides get taken out, are killed, and are ineffective in the human body. However, it's releasing gases into the atmosphere during the roasting process because they go somewhere. They don't magically disappear. They're going somewhere. And so those gases that it's releasing from the roasting process is actually dangerous as well. It's toxic to the workers in the family. It's damaging our ecosystem in those areas. It's damaging the groundwater in those areas. It's causing birth defects in kidney and liver. I mean, there's so many things that are so dangerous about this. So fair trade coffee, at the very least, is one of the best things that you can do. The decaffeination process that they use with the methylene chloride is actually very carcinogenic as well. I don't know how that translates into the human body, so I don't know if you're drinking decaffeinated coffee, if you're actually consuming the remnants of that gas. I did not go that far with my research, so yes. So I'm not pushing people away from coffee. I'm just trying to get you to make better decisions. So here is my suggestions, because I never leave you with here's all the bad news and too bad for you if you're a coffee drinker, right? So if you want to make a switch to something that is better for you, better for the environment, better for the workers that are producing it for you, then here's what I suggest. I suggest organic, shade-grown, medium roast coffee. Now that's very specific, and this is actually not my personal recommendation. This actually comes from the recommendation of my mentor, Dr. Susan Silberstein, who is a PhD and is the founder founder of beatcancer.org. She is a very highly sought after resource for cancer and cancer studies and holistic practices of cancer. She's actually the one, her organization is actually the one that gave me my certification to become a certified holistic cancer coach. Yes, organic shade-grown medium roast coffee. And here's the reason why. The good news about that coffee is that it has a neutral pH. So if you are drinking, this is why we go shade-grown, this is why we go organic and medium roast. It has a neutral pH in it, so it's actually going to not mess with your pH levels in your body, so making your pH fall, making the acid rise and the alkalinity fall, and so that's really super cool. The other thing that it is that you don't have to worry about those pesticides and the dangers of the pesticides that come along with non-organic products, and they actually, that antioxidant benefit that we talked about at the beginning, the actual benefit of coffee, it actually has more antioxidants because the antioxidants actually get destroyed in the dark roasting or burning of the coffee. And so there you go, right? So there you go. It's a win-win for a lot of people. And and when they use it, and when you buy it decaffeinated, they actually do not use the dangerous gas. They actually use an ethyl acetate. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. Ethyl acetate, which is still a little toxic, but it's less toxic to the environment and to the drinker and to the grower and to everything surrounding the whole processes of coffee. So it's just better all around. Now then, there is one company. I do not make any money. I do not make any money for saying this. I just want you to know that I don't get any kickbacks. They are not a sponsor of my show. I don't even know these people. This just came from I did look them up today and do a little research because even though I love my mentor, I always want to have my own resources and understand my own resources, but I would have to agree with her that this is a great resource. It's called Golden Valley Farms, and you can Google it, Golden Valley Farms, and they sell the shade-grown organic medium roasted coffee. Hold on just a second. I have their website up, so let me go find that real quick. And I don't know how much medium roast. It is certified Smithsonian. It is certified Smithsonian bird friendly, which I love because, you know, this isn't just about you. As much as you'd like to think that this is about you, right? As much as you'd like to think this is about you, this is about everybody. This isn't just about you. This is about all of us. So the healthier that you are, the more that we all benefit. The healthier that the people that grow our coffee are, the more that we all benefit. And so it's not just about you. It's about the people that are servicing you as well. And so Golden Valley Farms, Nicaragua, I can't say that word. Okay, anyway. I can't ever say it. Nicaraguan. Grown, and then they have a rainforest reserve as well. It looks like just a little bag of coffee. I don't know how much it is. I'm trying to figure out. There's Peruvian as well. Is $12.99, and I don't know if that is good or bad because I don't drink coffee, so I don't know if that is good or bad. But Golden Valley Farms is where I would send you. I know I can't say it. I never could. Too many. Now I can't think of that word either. Too many, not verbs. Too many vowels in there. Vowels. I can't say that either. Vowels, right? Syllables, thank you. Okay, $12.99 for 12 ounces is not expensive. I have no idea. I have no idea, Robert. So, yeah, syllables, thank you. And vowels, I can't say that. There's too many in there. Yes, Golden Valley Farms is a great place and has come recommended, highly recommended, actually, by my mentor, Dr. Susan Silberstein. And, in fact, a lot of the information that I got today was from my course that I took from her because she understands the impact of coffee in our communities and how many people drink it. And so, right? I know. I couldn't get it out. Whatever. Leave me alone. I'm dyslexic. Too many R's. That's right. Too many like, yeah. How about Whole Foods, right? What about it? I love Whole Foods. GoldenValleyFarms.com. That's exactly right. Yeah, GoldenValleyFarms, Absolutely, yeah. $17 a pound. I have no idea if that's cheap or not. All I know is that it seems reasonably priced to me, and it's better for you, it's better for the environment, and when you have a win-win, that's awesome, right? You're in the wrong profession, right? Oh, thank you. Do you and Robin both drink tea in the AM? No, I drink water in the morning, or kombucha. Yes, so I drink water or kombucha in the morning, typically just water though. Yeah, every once in a while I'll have an herbal tea in the evening. Actually, in a couple of weeks, as we get a little bit down the road a little bit through some other events that we have coming up, I'm going to talk to you about the benefits of green tea. We're going to talk specifically about specific types of green tea. I'm actually going to have a resource for you there, and drinking green tea. And if you're trying to break a coffee habit, green tea is actually a great way to break that habit. So yeah, absolutely. Does anybody have any questions? Did I tick anybody off? Is anybody mad? Is anybody mad at me? Just making sure. Kombucha. How many ounces? I would just say a cup is considered a cup, but just a small coffee cup. Okay, good. Whew. 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 What is kombucha? That's a great question. Galen's asking what kombucha is. Kombucha is actually a fermented tea. So you take a tea and you use a symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast, and you ferment it and you make a tea. And kombucha is actually amazing for you, in my opinion. It has probiotics naturally. It has naturally occurring probiotics through the yeast and the bacteria. For the gut, for good gut health, and it's amazing. I know it sounds gross. You can call it a SCOBY if that makes you feel better, right? Okay, good. So we should never microwave our food. I would not say that I never microwave my food. I would say that I try very much so not to microwave my food. If it's available for me to reheat it in the oven or the stove, I'm definitely going to choose that. Sometimes I don't have a choice because I'm in a hurry, or I don't have the resources or whatever when I'm traveling or whatever. And so sometimes food does get microwaved, but I do try the majority of my food not to be microwaved. Yeah. Where do you get that tea? I will have that resource for you. I don't have it in front of me. If you'll send me a message, I'll send you a link, right? So is coffee good or bad for us? I think it's up to you to decide if it's good, or you've seen it at Target. Yeah. If it's good or bad for you. I like the GT's brand, by the way. GT's brand is my favorite. So, oh, I missed that. Is coffee good for you if you're trying to gain weight? Not necessarily. It could stimulate your appetite, though, because of the caffeine. It could stimulate the appetite. I mean, caffeine actually stimulates the appetite, so yeah. GT's kombucha. Yeah, that's my favorite brand. They're so yummy. And they've remained like very, very like level, right? Kombucha, would that be considered alcohol? It does have small amounts of alcohol in it, very small trace amounts of alcohol because of the fermentation, but it's not the same, it's not that long of a process where you're getting a long ferment, and because you're using a SCOBY in it, using an actual colony of bacteria and yeast, it's a little bit different process as well, where it's not like an oak or a barrel or anything like that, or a heating process. In fact, you don't want to heat your kombucha, so... Protein is good for you to gain weight. Yes. Depends on what kind of protein. If you want to reach out to me, I'd be happy to help you. I do. If you want to go to my website, go2kitchens.com, GO2kitchens. There is going to be a section at the top, or there's a video also and a little button beside it, where you can schedule a free 15-minute phone consultation with me, and we can talk about your concerns about gaining weight. I would be happy to help you with that. I do have some tips and tricks for that, and I do one-on-one coaching as well, which we can talk about in that consultation as well. So yeah, you can just schedule it right from my website. I helped you before. I'm sorry, I can't remember usernames. I'm sorry. I have so many of you guys, it's hard for me to keep up with usernames and names and all that kind of stuff. So coffee is good for the liver. Probably because of the antioxidants, I would say, yeah, it probably could support liver health if you're drinking the right kind. It could also deteriorate liver health if you're asking your liver to process a bunch of toxins. So, yeah. In blood work, you mean? I don't know. I don't know if there's enough to show up. I don't know. You should Google that, Gayleen, because I'm not sure. I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that question. I suspect if you drink a bunch of it, it might, but, you know, I only drink like 6 to 8 ounces a day. I drink like little tiny bits, so, yeah. Hi, Steve. Yeah. It is interesting, I agree. Is Puka organic? I don't know. I've never heard of that brand. I'm going to go look it up, though. Hi, Susan. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Google it, because I'm not sure. I'm not sure if anybody can answer that question. You might actually ask the people that do the blood work if it would, right? What do you think about arsenal? I don't know anything about that either. I'm sorry. Gosh, you guys are hitting me hard today. Yeah. Is hot or iced coffee? I don't think it matters one way or the other. Hot coffee is going to stimulate. Oh, I didn't talk about that. Oh, I'm so glad you just said that. So, stimulation of the bowels. A lot of people will tell me that they drink coffee in the morning to stimulate their bowels. Okay, I can get behind that. Anything that will stimulate your bowels, right? If you don't drink coffee and you don't have a bowel movement, I'd much rather you drink coffee, honestly, because bowel movements are way more important than that coffee that you are or not drinking, right? So, but coffee and hot liquids in general. So hot foods in general. So you think about hot cereals, like oatmeals, hot tea, coffee, anything like that. That is actually probably what is stimulating your bowels, is that hot going into, especially if it's the first thing that you put in your body, first thing in the morning. It would be great to see what would happen if you stopped, if that's why you were drinking it, right? If that's why you were drinking it, to stop and see what your bowel habits were like without it, or switch to another hot something in the morning to see if that did the same thing. But that's only if you're trying to break a coffee habit. Really, the biggest concern about coffee is that if you're drinking it all day long, every day, right? That is a concern, and it's not good quality. The second concern comes from all the junk that we put into it, right? All the junk that we put into it, there's another concern. And then the quality of coffee that you're drinking. Coffee in and of itself is not bad for us. Hooray! In fact, there are some health benefits to coffee, especially when it's drank black, organic, shade-grown, medium roast. There are major health benefits for that. In fact, I read you a study from Harvard that said that people that drank coffee were 50% less likely to get cancer. So you know that there's some benefits to that, right? But you need to be conscious about what you're putting into your coffee and the kind of coffee that you're drinking. If you don't have any reactions to the cream, if you're not having any gut issues with the cream, so, right, cancer hates coffee. It actually does. I agree with that. Yeah. Coffee. That's funny. I should have put that. Dang, now I want to put that in my title. Shoot all. You guys are so creative. Any more questions? Any more questions do you guys have? You're welcome, right? Kofi. I'm leaving that one alone. Well, maybe it's a big business funded study. Well, this was out of Harvard and Smithsonian, so I'm not sure about that. Yeah, not sure about that. I'm letting all those go. I'm just going to let all those roll by. You don't even know what they're saying over here.
What happens when you mix coffee with cigarettes?
What happens when you mix coffee? Well, I mean, cigarettes are just bad. It does. Anything you mix. My husband just is yelling from the other room. What happens when you mix coffee with cigarettes? I would call that a habit. That's what I would call. I would call that an addiction. Yeah. I mean, cigarettes are just bad. They're just bad. Bad. We all know that. There's not a person on the planet that thinks a cigarette is good for you, because it's not, right? You're welcome. You're welcome. No, he does not smoke. No, neither of us smoke. That's a great snack. I love that snack. It's Leslie's Coffee Talk. That's right. All right, we got about 5 more minutes before I head out of here. I know. Listen to Robin. He is funny. He is funny. I have some news coming up next week to share with you guys about some work that I'm doing with Robin. It's going to be fun. So I think cigars are fine. I don't even know about cigars. I'm sorry. Hi, Sandy. It's good to see you. I do write, yes. I mean, I have written. I'm writing a book. It's hard. Can I just say that writing a book is hard? You know, and it's not, I just don't want to put out any old book, right? I don't want to just like stick a book out there for the sake of having a book, because that's not cool to me. I'm not good with that. And so it's hard. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm cooking a clock-shaped casserole. No, I'm not, actually. Okay, so let me tell you what's coming up. So tomorrow we are going to be in the kitchen tomorrow. I'm making a vegan, raw vegan Caesar salad. I'm so excited to show you this recipe. You're going to like so love me for this recipe tomorrow. Then on Friday, I realized on Friday that I haven't made a dessert in a couple of weeks. And so we're going to make raw. Again, I'm on this raw kick. It's Amanda. It's her fault. I'm blaming Amanda. So I'm going to make a super yummy 4-layer snack bar. So, and it has chocolate in it, it has nuts in it, it has coconut in it, it has so many amazing things, and it's like this little, it's like a candy bar, really, that we're gonna make on Friday. So, right? Yeah, so that's what we're doing on Thursday and Friday this week. So I'm super excited to show you those recipes. And next week is so special. On on Wednesday and Thursday, so 1 week from today, we're going to go on a field trip. We're going on a field trip to my local Natural Grocers, and it is their 62nd anniversary. Natural Grocers is 62 years old. They are sponsoring the event. They've asked me to come and broadcast Lunch with Leslie live from the store. We're going to be buying ingredients that day to make wholesome peanut butter, grain-free peanut butter brownies. And we're gonna buy the ingredients on Wednesday, and then on Thursday for their anniversary to help them celebrate. We're gonna make the peanut butter brownies on Thursday in my kitchen. So next week is gonna be super, super fun. You want to hang out for that for sure. We're gonna talk about all the good things that are on sale at Natural Grocer for the anniversary. They have like a huge list of things that are 50% off, which is crazy. It's like you want to go and stock up. But they have this huge list of things that are 50% off. And so we're going to buy some of those, and we're going to buy some other ingredients, and we're going to make those brownies. So I'm super, super excited about that. What's your opinion on peanuts? So peanuts have a mold that surrounds them. And so a lot of people say that they're not good for your gut health. They're hard to digest as well. They're actually a legume. You're consuming a raw legume and not a nut. and they have a mold that develops in the shell. So to prevent eating that mold or large quantities of that mold, then probably what you want to do is have peanuts that are grown in this country as close to where you live as possible so that they don't sit in storage for shipping for long periods of time. Peanuts can sit up to a year before they're used for something, and that mold grows inside that shell, and that's actually what's dangerous for us as human beings. And yes, that's actually aflatoxin. That's exactly what it is. I couldn't think of the name of it, so I wasn't going to say it because I knew I was going to screw it up. So yes, and it's an anti-nutrient that we are not able to digest and can actually cause some digestive issues in our bodies. However, sometimes there's just no getting around having some peanut. Every once in a while, I like crave peanut butter for sure. And so buying them from this country for sure. So like Valencia peanuts, buying them from this country for sure. And so that they're closest to us and they don't develop that mold, right? Yeah. So does it cause inflammation? I suspect if you had large quantities of it, it could. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to meet you too. Thank you for being here. I hope you followed me. You had great comments today. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah. Can you do a healthy version of an ambrosia salad for us? I can work on that. I've never thought about doing that, but I think I could probably help you with that for sure. That'd be great for the holidays, wouldn't it? That'd be like a great holiday makeover. Yeah, so they grow, so peanuts are stored, notoriously they're stored for long periods of time before they're actually used because it's actually quite a hardy crop, and they grow very easily in a lot of places. Just about anywhere in the country can actually grow a peanut. And so because of that, they get stored up for long periods of time, and actually in the ground as well, they start that molding process. And so, yeah, so you just want to be a little careful with overconsumption of peanuts. You probably don't want to go crazy. Like I wouldn't choose that as my snack, right? And you also want to be careful with peanut butters that have too much sugar in them. I mean, there's a lot of things that we should be conscious about. So there are a lot of books behind me. You're absolutely right. Then there's even more. There's like a whole nother shelf down the way. So coffee cake. I do not have a healthy coffee cake. No. In the shell or in the can, does it matter? Well, the peanut itself actually will have the mold on it. So it doesn't, you're right, it doesn't matter. Hello, Pennsylvania. Thank you for being here. All right, we are like 3 past the hour. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. We will be live in the kitchen tomorrow. We are cooking tomorrow. We're making a vegan Caesar salad, which you're probably like, but it's a salad. It's vegan. Not really. But tomorrow it will be. We're going to remake that Parmesan as well. So if you missed the Parmesan episode about how to make a non-dairy cheese, a Parmesan, it's amazing. I'm going to teach you how to make that again tomorrow, and we're going to make a raw vegan dressing, and we're going to make a Caesar salad. However, I will tell you that I am also going to make croutons, which will be cooked, because I don't think that you can have a Caesar salad without croutons, but so we're going to make it with sprouted grain bread tomorrow. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. So you bought the raw cashews. Oh my gosh, they're so good. You're going to love it. So I'll teach you that again tomorrow, and then on Friday we're going to make those 4-layer chocolatey, nutty, walnutty, seedy bar things. So I don't even know what to call them. I don't even have a name for them. 4 layers of goodness. That's what we're calling it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. My name is Leslie Nance. I do this broadcast every Tuesday through Friday, coming here teaching you how to make your body inhospitable to cancer. Please make sure on YouTube that you hit that little bell and that you are following us. Please make sure on Periscope that you hit those 3 little dots and hit follow here for Go-To Kitchens. And if you're on Facebook, make sure that you have your notifications turned on for Go-To Kitchens and following the page as well so that you can see when we go live. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope I didn't tick you off too much. And I will see you tomorrow. We're going to do something much less controversial tomorrow, and that is be in the kitchen. So thank you guys so much. Bye, YouTube. Thank you for joining me. Bye, Facebook.